Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Sports Gambling Daily for a Thursday. That's right. It's March 5th. My name's Jared. That's Philly over there. Good morning, Philly. How are you today?
I'm well. Good morning to you, brother.
Oh, man. All right. So we're going to try a little something different here. We're going to do a little, our very poor attempt as a podcast type thing. And we're going to, just talk. We'll go over some games. We'll go over some current events, see what's going on, right? So, first thing I see here is this story. Some dude named Parlay Patz.
Yeah.
You were telling me about him, but I don't really know too much about him. So, what's going on with Parlay Patz?
Well, he's like a young 23-year-old kid who has gotten very successful winning some big parlays over the last handful of months. And I know we joke around a lot about how parlays are the devil and they kill you over the long haul, but you read stories like this where the guy hit for hundreds of thousands of dollars on multiple attempts. And it was followed quite a bit by a few different publications. And then there's a story that just came out yesterday that apparently he was using maybe burner accounts, and he was sending cryptic messages to athletes. Like, for example, I'm just using somebody, but let's say it was JJ Redick he was sending it to. It would say JJR, and then he would say, I am going to behead your family. I'm going to murder you. I mean, they're disgusting messages. I will come in at night and sever your throat. And apparently it was all people that were involved in games that he had bets on that were coming up.
Wow.
And he did it to baseball players, football players, college basketball players. If you read through it, it's literally disgusting.
Well, how did he get caught?
I guess they must have, it didn't really say in the article specifically. Maybe somebody sent it to the authorities, or I don't know how they figured it out.
Yeah.
It leaves it a little open-ended on that. Maybe it looks like it's still being investigated. But if you read the stuff that was said, and they're surmising, it'll say this person's initials were JD, so they thought it was Donaldson from the Braves, and it said it was sent to his girlfriend was BF, and her name was Brittany something. So they were able to piece it together. It's fucked up, though.
So this is how he won these parlays? He threatened these people, so these guys were actually throwing the games?
Well, they were surmising that it might have had something to do with it because all the people that were involved, that he was sending these messages to, were directly involved in teams that he was betting on. Freddie Galvis was one of them from the Blue Jays. I'm trying to remember some of the names. Donaldson was one of them. But they're anywhere from pro athletes to college athletes.
So this could literally open up a huge story here if athletes were actually intentionally throwing games because of these threats.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a threat like, hey, if you win this game, I'm going to sever your throat, and I know where you live and shit like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you know a couple of people that know a couple of people, that you can get that information, and and then you find where they live. You probably send them pictures of shit. I mean, hell. And then once he started making some money, he actually had some financial backing behind it to be actually probably be able to ramp it up a little bit. That's crazy, man. I'm surprised this. I mean, he got arrested, right? So they've actually got him in holding.
It's under investigation. It says he could face up to 5 years in prison if found guilty.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it sounds like it was a lot of Twitter messages, but I don't know. I just posted the link in the sports bar for anybody that's in there that wants to look at it. It's pretty graphic stuff.
So that makes sense then why he was hitting all those parlays now, because guys hitting parlays is no easy feat. I mean,
sure
people are going to hit it every once in a while, but if people start calling you Parlay Patz, that means you won a little too much, and people are going to start trying to figure out how, because it's pretty much statistically impossible to make a living off of parlaying. That's like hitting the lottery multiple times. So.
Yeah, and he was risking big money to win big money. So, I mean, I'm sure occasionally he was losing too. But the article made it. I mean, it said he won multiple times, and they were hundreds, thousands, 50,000, and it was a lot.
Wow,
crazy stuff.
Crazy, man. Well, let's talk about some of these games that happened yesterday. Did you get a chance to watch the Luka versus Zion matchup?
I did watch it. Yup. Not bad.
Pretty good game.
It was. Looks like Luka's definitely struggled a little bit with that thumb. He got smashed, and it's definitely bothering him, but played a very good game. Zion I mean, obviously he's got some things to work on, but he's certainly a talent, man. He's an absolute bull.
The dude, he's one of the most athletic, most explosive person I've seen on a basketball court. Like, and I think what really happens is it's kind of like the Nate Robinson effect when you have somebody that's shorter than the other people around you, and then they jump out of the gym. It makes you look even that much more impressive because, let's face it, Zion is a little shorter than his counterparts, but man, he can get up.
Yeah, they were comparing him to a combination of Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley last night. They were like, if you stuck those two together, that's what you got with him. I'm like, wow.
Hey, he's so thick, man. Like, he looks awkward walking in those shorts, but right. And like, he looks so stiff, he does the. Yeah. But the dude can play, man. I'm excited. I think he'll probably lose a little bit of weight or at least get toned down over the summer. And that's kind of what people are getting on to Alan Gentry, the coach of the Pelicans. People are complaining that he's playing too much, and they're worried because he came off that knee injury. And, Gentry's like, yo, check it out, man. I was like, stop worrying about it. He's 19 years old. This is what, young kids do. They play. So, he can't be. He's probably not wrong. He definitely is playing his way into elite basketball shape. I mean, what do you think? You think there's anything we should worry about as far as his conditioning?
I don't know what you're supposed. I mean, like, I get the fact that they have tons of money wrapped up into these guys. Exactly. I totally get it. I mean, it's an investment for them, and they want to get the most out of it. I respect that end of it, but yeah, at the end of the day, the kid's 19. I mean, and if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. I mean, what are you supposed to do? He's just built differently. I've never seen a guy built like him, 6'8", huge, strong, can run and jump like that. I use this term a little bit lightly, but he reminds me of a thicker version of like what Sean Kemp used to be before he got all like just out of shape and horrible.
Yeah, before he had 40 kids.
Right, before he had 40 kids, just the way he attacked the hole, just the way he jumped, it's just his overall kind of game was similar. If you watch like old videos of him, that's what he reminds me of. But yeah, I mean, I get it. They baby these guys because they need to get longevity out of them and all. But at the end of the day, man, if you play scared, you've heard that thing, you play not to get hurt, you end up getting hurt. Like, Let the kid just go out there and do what he's got to do.
Yeah, that's a real thing, too, because then you're not playing. It's just not normal. And then, bad things happen when you don't do normal things, in my opinion. But, yeah, I get it. Especially, it'd be one thing if they were out of the playoff race. I'd say maybe you limit his minutes or whatever. But, I mean, they are in the thick of it. And I think New Orleans really wants to make it. I feel like they want to make it more than Memphis wants to make it. So, and I think they have a better chance than Memphis. So, or even
I actually think if they get in, they can. I'm not saying they would maybe win a round or anything, but they could make some noise. They can make it interesting.
They can make it interesting, but we've already seen what it's like. What they've done twice versus the Lakers. And Lakers, they struggled. They stayed with the Lakers for the first three quarters, and then the Lakers pulled away without AD just a couple of days ago. But hey, let's move on to some things yesterday, guys, in our private group and also our premium plays. It was on fire yesterday, Philly. You were in there, so let me talk to you guys about this private group thing. We have a bunch of members in there, like 800 members, and there's stuff going on there around the clock. And like we were on this tennis matchup yesterday morning. Her name was like Camilla Gorgie.
Camilla, yeah, the Gorgie, yeah, the first one.
Oh, right. My goodness! So, I mean, that play got put out there, and then we got was it Kennan? That play got put out there. So we came out really good, really sharp, really fast, really like get some winners, and plus it wasn't bad. And we got Philly over here. He's basically an announcer inside the group. And it was awesome, and we all cashed together. Everybody was like, cash it, yeah. But then we moved on to some EuroLeague game that we tried to get the over in that game, but it didn't work out for us. They kind of played at a much slower pace.
The money line hit, though. Manoli, another good member in there, he had that handicap correctly all the way to a T at a plus 117. And some guys were not able to get it, and some guys' books didn't have an opportunity to bet it live. But he was right on with his markings, and it actually cashed out nicely.
Let me tell you something. Manoli in our group is really good. Especially at like soccer and I guess some of these fringe sports like EuroLeague.
Yeah.
I was in there last night with in the live group last night, and I was listening to some of these guys talking. Really sharp people, man. So definitely come join the group. It's free. That's the best part about it, right? The group is free. The link's in the description. Yesterday we went. Let's see here. We went 4-2 on our pregame plays for our premium plays, and then we went. Was it 14-5 on live betting? That's 18-7 overall. If you are a premium member over at our Discord, and guys, that's only $30. So, there's not a better deal in all of the industry, in my opinion.
I agree. It's been on fire in there, and I've always said this. There's no pressure if you don't want to join the premium side. There is a free sports bar in there, and there's a lot of information that follows through there as well. We do put out some free plays here and there as well. We try to let the whole squad eat, as they say, but the premium content is there, and there's a lot of guys taking advantage of it. And if you want to at least check it out and see what it is before you even go onto that side, you're more than welcome to do it.
Yeah, we were eating yesterday, guys. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Cashing everywhere. That's what we try to do, man. We try to win that sweet, sweet cash and break the bookie's ass. So, anyway, hey, let's talk about today's matchup. We only got 4 games. Denver Nuggets versus Charlotte Hornets. You got Denver -7. I kind of think this is a nice little discount. I know Charlotte's been playing a little bit better. They gave the Spurs all they could handle. I mean, they were up 17 points versus those Spurs. But then we have to realize that the Spurs came back and won that game, which was kind of disappointing for the Charlotte people at home. But I kind of like Denver here, -7. Now it's 7.5, coming off that loss versus Golden State, that very embarrassing loss. And what I've noticed is when people lose to shitty teams like that, they tend to bounce back. Or at least if they are a good team, they kind of refocuses them because they're especially since they had a day off to really digest that loss.
Yeah, Charlotte's one of those teams where, I feel like if you do take them lightly, they can punch you. And that is, if they came into this game lackadaisical, not really thinking that Charlotte would be a good match for them or was going to stick with them, yeah, they could get them. I mean, the Martin twins, as they say over there, they're playing really, really well. I don't know. The team's got some young talent, but I hear you. Denver needs to win the game. They probably should win the game.
Yeah, Devontae Graham is questionable.
Who is it?
Devontae Graham.
Yeah, he has been, right.
Yeah.
He was out his last game. Okay, well, I mean, that certainly makes a difference. But
yeah, and this Miles Bridges guy, I was watching him in the last game, obviously, and I just hope, I don't know. He's a good young talent, but in that last game versus Spurs, I felt like he just kind of was over it. He looked tired, and I don't know. We'll see.
No, I hear you. Martin got really hot in that game, and they sort of deferred to him a little bit. But, yeah,
and Washington, too. P.J. Washington.
Yeah, P.J. Washington is a good young player. Miles Bridges is weird because if you look, every single game he scores like 9, 11 points in the first quarter, and then like he's sweating to get 15 at the end. I don't. It's every fucking game.
Yeah, we'll have the over on his prop. It set it like 15.5. He hits 9 in the first 4 minutes. We're like, yeah, baby, we about to eat. And then it's like, this motherfucker here.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it goes. And he does cash mostly, but it ends up being a sweat. I don't really understand why they go away from him. Oh, real quick, I found a couple of these Parlay Patz messages if you're interested in hearing what it said.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so it says, Patz is charged with transmitting threats in interstate or foreign commerce. If convicted, he faces a maximum penalty up to 5 years in federal prison. Patz did not immediately respond to phone and email messages. So on March 9th, Patz allegedly sent 4 Instagram direct messages to an unidentified college basketball player from Pepperdine University stating, your throat will be severed open with a dull knife. Your entire family will be beheaded and burned alive. I will enter your home as you sleep and kill you and watch your back. You're a dead man walking. So then it says an affidavit. An affidavit gives the guy's name and then he went through an Instagram account behind threats. The Pepperdine player was registered with an email address for a link to Parlay Patz. The criminal complaint identifies similar threats made on Instagram against a college basketball player for the University of Arizona, players for the Toronto Blue Jays and Tampa Bay Devil Rays, I'm sorry, I'm using the Devil Rays, and the girlfriend of an Atlanta Braves player, which was Donaldson.
Wow.
Yeah, and it goes on. They're all graphic, and they're all something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, don't go after Donaldson. Go after a lower-end player, like the Pepperdine players, that no one's really going to pay attention to.
I know, it's really unbelievable. You're doing. I mean, sick.
Yeah, nuts, man. All right, well, I mean, if the guy did it, he deserves what he's going to get. Going to jail, and I don't know if 5 years is enough time, to be honest. But
it'll be interesting to see if they can prove that. I guess they can, but that's a world of sick. Right there.
I would imagine if you're in that situation, you'd have to be running VPNs and to try to protect yourself a little bit. Like, you're not going to do it from the Parlay Patz Instagram account. Like, you're going to probably try to insulate yourself a little bit to
You think?
I mean, especially since he was winning all this cash.
Yeah, over $1 million in a couple of months.
See, all right, so that's the thing. Let's say that you and I just devised this plan, and we're going to go threaten some people, and it succeeded for us, right? We won $1 million, right? And you made that $500,000, I made $500,000. Why would we continue? Because we know what we're doing is just totally like going to. Eventually, you're going to get caught. So you got your money, get your money and run, and hey, here's a free $500,000. Or if you're going to do it very sparingly. Don't do it like all as a full-time job. Just totally F over people.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The guy's going to get what he deserves if he did it. So
I can't disagree.
All right, LA Clipper. Actually, guys, let us know in the comments, man. What do y'all think about this Parlay Patz thing? All right, LA Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. This line's a little weird to me. I would have expected the Clippers to be favored a little more than they. Or shit, they're not even favored. I figured the Clippers would be favored. Right now, we got Houston -1.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if anybody's out.
Yeah, I would almost assume is this a back-to-back situation for the Clippers? Are they playing tomorrow? Let me check. If that's the case, the Rockets might get a freebie here. As I'm looking, does not look like it. Yeah, so I would imagine everybody's playing.
Yeah, it doesn't say anybody's out. How about that? All right, Damari Carroll. That's about it.
All right. Well, I mean, I got to go with my Rockets, man.
Okay, that's. I mean, maybe I can't dismiss the fact that they could win this game. Certainly, especially if they're hitting their threes the way that they like to. It'll be interesting to see if they can penetrate, and get in the middle like Westbrook likes to do. But yeah, I can see the Rockets winning the game. I mean, they're still a pretty good team.
Yeah, they surprise all these big teams. Hell, have they even lost to a really good team yet? They'll lose to the Suns and they'll lose to the Knicks, but they beat the Jazz, they beat the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Celtics, they've beat the Lakers. I mean, it's like they only play beat the teams that that are important.
Right. Oh, there's there's something to be said for that. Those are the teams they're going to have to beat if they want to make some noise. I mean, I can see why you might take a game off against like some shit Cleveland team or something, but when you're beating the big boys, that says something.
Yeah, because I don't think they're worried about seeding position. As long as they're in the top 4, I think that's all they really care about. They don't, in the years past, they've always been about trying to get the number 1 seed, and that didn't really do them much good. But as long as you're in the top 4, at least you get home field advantage or home court advantage in the first round, and I think they want that. But other than that, I don't think they really care. All right, let's look at Philly versus the Kings real quick. You got the Kings favored in this matchup. 76ers have struggled, but they've played really good teams since your boys have been out. Now they're playing a Kings team that's not nearly as good as the Clippers and the Lakers. So do you think they have a chance to pull this one off? I mean, they're getting, 4.5 points?
I show 5. It could be 4.5. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is.
Yeah, it is 5 now. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, they've been terrible on the road, whether they've had a full allotment of team, their full players or not. So I don't know what to expect here. I really don't. I don't know what I'm getting tonight. It's hard for me. This is a team they could beat. I'm not saying they should beat, but they certainly could. I think they could certainly stick within that spread. I like what Shake Milton has been doing. I mean, Tobias Harris has been playing pretty well, but I mean, they're just a different team right now. They're a shell of what they were earlier, and I don't know, but I mean, it's hard for me to pick them. They've just been so bad. But at the end of the day, this will be a game they're going to end up winning. Watch.
Okay, I mean, the Kings are the Kings. Looks like they're gonna get De'Aaron Fox back tonight, but I think, I mean, the 76ers are still a pretty decent team, even without their two best
They are.
players.
They are.
I think this is a game that if you're going to give me the number, I probably will stay. I think I'll take the number. I mean, they played the Lakers pretty tough up until the end of the second quarter, but then they stuck with them all the way through. They just had that huge deficit along the way.
Yeah.
This is a game that they should, in my opinion, the 76ers should win. So I'm going to lean 76ers.
Yeah, I got to say, they sort of need to win the game, frankly. But, like you said, Richardson's still downgraded to out, and obviously Simmons and Embiid. So it's going to be the same lineup before. It's going to be the Tobias Harris and Shake Milton show and see how it goes. And then on the other end, you're right. It looks like De'Aaron Fox is probable. Bagley's out. Rashawn Holmes is out. Corey Joseph is probable. So there you go.
All right, real quick. I don't think there's much to talk about, but Toronto minus 7.5 to Golden State. I'm going to have to lean Toronto on the road to get that done. Golden State, I guess Golden State's getting Curry back, though.
They are.
Do you think he'll probably be on a minutes restriction, or do you think, or what? What do you think?
I don't know, because they said even though he's been out, he's been able to condition because it's been his wrist, so it hasn't really affected him being able to do a lot of basketball related activities. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you can't simulate a game as you do in practice. Really, it's different intensity. Sure. So he may be on a minute restriction, but it probably injects some life into them and some juice into them, and they just came off a win where they were getting 13 points and they fucking won outright. So.
I mean, okay, so Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet is both questionable, and Draymond Green is questionable. Here's the thing. Golden State's a very smart team. I feel like this whole season's been almost, was planned from the get-go, especially after Clay and then KD got left, and, they took the year off, and they're going to get a lottery pick. More likely, I guess they're on pace to get the number 2 if everything works out the way. And, they're in line to probably pick up Wiseman from Memphis. And, I mean, good Lord. I mean, they're going to be amazing next year. But this is probably a game that they probably could cover now that I think about it. Plus 7.5 with Curry. I mean, because Curry, I've never seen a shooter like him. I don't know if he'll be rusty kind of like Dame was yesterday. That you actually called that.
Yeah, man, under 32.5. That was, I mean... Guy's a legend, but Jesus Christ, when you don't play for 2 weeks, you're not going to be exactly what you are.
I do have a question for you about Philly, real quick before we wrap this show up. As far as the 76ers, do you believe? All right, so there was reports that came out that Jimmy Butler, this is a couple weeks ago, said that he's trying to play for championships. Those guys are trying to play for shoes and cars and houses. Yeah. Do you feel like there's a little bit of that with the Simmons injury? It's not as serious as it is.
No. One thing I'll say about that is the kid's been durable. I mean, I'll agree. There's a little bit of glitz and glamour that goes around with him. He's got Instagram pictures and he's dating the Kardashian and he's always got a new car. Like there is some of that. There's parts of it that I think he does want to be a little Hollywood, but when it comes to his toughness and playing every day, no, I don't really question it. He hasn't really missed a ton. Forget the fact he broke his leg in his rookie year, so he didn't play. Right. But outside of that,
I think he stole the rookie of the year. I remember that.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That's Donovan Mitchell. He'll tell you. But when he's been, but since then, when he's come back, he's played the majority of every single game, and he plays 40 minutes, and so no, I don't really get it with him with that. This seems to be a pretty legit injury now. You can make the argument that Joel Embiid he's frustrating because he came in with a navicular injury in his foot, which people said is very tough to come back from. Ilgauskas, who used to play for Cleveland,
I remember
is the only player that apparently has had this injury who has been able to come back and had a very long-term career. And apparently Embiid was talking to him about what was his routine of getting back and how did you make it work. And the thing about it is everybody was so worried about that injury. And it's never been that injury afterward. He's hurt every single thing you could think of outside of the actual injury people thought he had a problem with.
Oh, wow.
The shoulder, the fucking back, he hurts his leg. He had a meniscus tear. I mean, it's everything but the actual navicular injury.
Right.
I don't know. Then he's, crying and he's got the belly aches in the Toronto series last year. So I don't know what's up with him. He's an amazing talent. It's just he's an anomaly. But I mean, going off on a tangent, I mean, their team is good, but they're frustrating in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
They should be. I think they should be better than they are.
All right, well, on that's a wrap, guys. We're going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you guys liked the show, this podcast, if you will, let us know in the comments down below. That would be great. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll continue to do it. I enjoyed it, Philly. I don't know if you did, but it felt more free. We'll see how everyone else out there in YouTube land likes it. They're going to be like, what the hell, a 25-minute video? You guys are crazy. But you guys put it on while you're driving and listen to our sweet, sexy, sultry voices. And also, guys, if you want more, guys, come into the private group. Literally, it's free. It's freaking free. Okay, click the link. The link's in the bio or in the description, and come win with us. Yesterday, everybody ate on our premium plays. We went 18-7, and the free Discord plays. I mean, it was a lot. Everybody was winning in there. So, yeah, come on in, guys, and thank you so much for watching. You got anything else you want to say, Philly?
No, appreciate you guys checking it out. Let us know if you have any feedback in the comments, and if there's anything else you guys want to see, let us know. We'll certainly take it into consideration. Yep. It was a little easier to do this today because it was only 4 games. I mean, when there's 10 on a slate, this could go real long. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, man, let us know what you guys think. We're just trying to keep it fresh. And thanks for watching.
Yep. Good luck to you. Good luck to me. Good luck to everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
See ya.